Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be going through how I made around $6,200 in only about 4 hours while I was on holidays in Spain. I'll put in a video right here. So that was probably the only video that I took when I was in Spain, as I was trying to give my mind a rest and I was trying to switch off. I only took one trade that week, and in this video I'm going to be going through that trade, the trade that made me $6,200. I made a video before I left of what I wanted to see in the market before the trade played out, and I'm going to put that in. I'm going to show you the end result. I'm going to go into the client area of FTMO and show you the proof, and at the end of the video I'm going to go into a bit more detail about why I took this trade. And talk a little bit more about risk reward and how I actually make money trading. So we'll get straight into the video. So this is just going to be a small breakdown on what I'd like to see for the week, preferably tomorrow, but I'm looking at EURUSD and GBP/USD are the two pairs I'm looking at for the same kind of similar type trade setup. So basically I'm looking for a break and retest of this zone that I've marked out. As you can see, say on EURUSD, major level of support and resistance. You can see the resistance, support, resistance. You can even see the wick here acting as support. So simply all I'm going to be waiting for on this one is I can see that price has broke down through this level to test structure. So what I'm going to be looking for really is a break back above. If it can do something like this, it's broke below, as you can see, it's tested structure here. If it could break back above now and come and retest, you know, somewhere around this area, maybe even this kind of intraday level here, but yeah, something like that to take it up to the highs. So this is how it's after playing out as I expected. This right here is a trade that I took that I made around $6,200. I also took a loss in this area, which I will be showing, and I will be coming back at the end of this video to break down why I took these trades and exactly how I entered these trades as well. But first I'm just going to go over to the FTMO client area and show you the proof of this. I'm going to show you the win and I'm going to show you the loss. And I'm going to be completely transparent because I see a lot of traders, they just don't show their losses or they claim to win every single trade they take, which is just not true. Every trader takes losses, so I'm just going to be completely transparent and show you everything. So I'll see you over in the client area. Alright, so here we are inside the FTMO client area. These are the 3 accounts that I took the trade on. Just recently, I'm after getting an additional $100,000 in funding. So currently, I'm funded for around $230,000 between these 3 accounts. Just previously, I was just funded for $131,000 between these 2 accounts. And as you can see, ending on the 27th of October, between these 2 accounts, I made around $3,300. And this trading period, and I got my profit split day on the 15th, which is around 2.5 weeks. I only took 2 trades, 1 win, 1 loss. So I had a winning trade of around, between my accounts, around $6,200, and then my loser was something like around $2,300, $2,200. So in total I came out with around $4,000 in profit between these 3 accounts. So I have a trade copier set up, so whatever trade I take on one account copies over to the other one. I will probably make a video on it showing this trade copier and how I use it. Basically, if I take a trade on one account, it will take the trade on the other account, my other accounts that I have, and risk 1% of the account. So I'm just going to go into one of the accounts and I'm going to show you the trades. So as you can see here, start date 29th of October, end date 15th of November, so around 2.5 weeks. As you can see here, profit split day, proving this is a real account and not a free trial or a challenge. This is a real funded account. And if I'm to come down to here, you can see the profit. You can see the profit split was fully processed and the payment was sent to you on the 16th of November. This is what a funded account looks like after you've got your payout. So coming down here, you can see 14th of November, 2,700. 9th November minus 1,000. You can see this now proper down here, more in detail. So there's 3 trades on the account, it says, but this is only because I only took this small position because when you start a new FTMO account, you cannot get a payout for about 2 weeks. So I just open a very small position on the first day, just so that 2 weeks from that day, if I'd like to, I can get a profit split. So that's the only reason I do this. So as you can see here, there were 2 EURUSD buys from the same area, same lot size, just a few days apart. A loser of about 1% to the account balance, so it's a $100,000 account, so I risk 1%, which is around $1,000. And on my winning trade, it was around 2.7%, which is $2,700. So as you can see, my losses are kept very small and my wins are kept very big. I do take losses, but you know, my wins are almost always around 3 times what I lose. This is the way I trade. This is my 2 trades that I took, and I'm going to go over to the charts now, and I'm going to show you both of these trades, win and loss. And now probably the most important part of the video, which is the breakdown of why I took this trade and how I entered it. So I take a top-down analysis approach. So I will look at the weekly, daily, 4-hour time frame. I will go in that order. I will always look and put more emphasis on the higher time frames, like the weekly and the daily. And I will look at these time frames and I will analyze each one individually and mark out zones and look at what is happening and look for potential trade ideas that could play out during the week. I put most of my bias and most of my emphasis on the daily time frame over the weekly because I'm not a swing trader. A swing trader would kind of hold more over a few days or maybe weeks. I typically am in and out of a trade within the same trading day. Sometimes I may hold up to a day, but most of the times it's usually within the day. So I put most of my emphasis on the daily time frame, and I kind of would use the weekly to support it, if you want to think of it that way. So with that being said, starting on the weekly time frame, I noticed that EURUSD was after rejecting this weekly level of support right here. And we closed at this big engulfing on the weekly, closing above the last week's wick. This means that this was the highest point it got to in the previous week, and we body closed above this point, which shows obviously buying pressure. So after this, I went down to a daily time frame. I look and you can see that the daily is bullish now. It was bearish and now it's gone bullish. So it was making lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then we got the shift, we got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So after this big impulsive move up here, right here, this closed above this very major support and resistance level. You can see resistance, resistance, support, support, this level. So I just simply kind of wanted a retest of this area. I wanted for price to come back into this area, reject, to take to the upside. So what I saw was price came all the way back into this, down here, down to the daily EMA. You can see price came all the way back down here, rejected a daily EMA, rejected daily structure, and gave this strong daily pin bar. When I saw this pin bar, I went down to a 4-hour time frame, and what I noticed was price was after creating structure here. It came up, rejected, and pushed down. It had broke back above this zone, so I simply just wanted a retest of this area. Now this trade was the loser. This is what lost. When it came back into this zone early in London session, I remember I entered off this engulfing right here on a 15-minute time frame, and this trade, with my stop loss around below these lows, my take profit was way up here, all the way at these highs at about a 3-to-1. So this trade lost within about an hour. Now when this trade lost, I did not try to suddenly go short against the market or try to get back in. I just accepted, okay, it's a loss. I can't do anything about it. Trading is a game of probabilities. There will always be losses involved. So I just took this loss and I got on with it. I forgot about it straight away, and I was patient and I waited. So I waited, and a few days later, I got this. Price came back down, rejecting the EMA, rejecting this area, and gave this bullish variation pattern. So we have this pin bar which closed above the wick of the last candle 2 bullish candles in a row. This is showing me buying pressure, and we closed back above my zone again. So I went down to a lower time frame again, and I simply waited for a retest. Now this one was slightly different, as I wanted a slightly deeper pullback into the zone, and it didn't give it to me back into the zone here. But early on London session, it kind of broke out of the zone and it came back in to retest. And when it came back in to retest, I entered off this perfect 15-minute engulfing. So as you can see here, it was this exact engulfing right here. So this one here engulfs this here, the body of this one. And now, as you can see, this closed with barely any top wick. You can see all these candles have top wicks, top wicks, top wicks. This closed with literally no top wick. So this was a very, very strong entry signal. So yet again, I entered on that trade. Stop loss went down around the bottom of the zone. And I literally didn't even go into a pip of drawdown. It went straight into profit. And then when news came out at 1:30 for Irish time, 1:30 Irish time, went straight into profit. Literally, price moved so fast. It didn't even take me out at 3%. It took me out at 2.7 because I had aimed for these highs and price went so fast. It couldn't fill me at that price, and it took me out at 2.7, which I was quite annoyed about because 0.3% on my account size is like $700. But you know, I can't control that. And obviously the trade kept pushing up and it went all the way up to here. It's like a 10-to-1, and that would be like $23,000 on the accounts as I'm trading. But I'm not even annoyed about that because, you know, my strategy, I aim in around 3-to-1, and this is all I need. If this was me before, I'd probably be very annoyed, but I can't control this. Like, this might happen 1 every 20 trades. You know, things like this you can't predict. I'm not trying to catch these big trades. I'm just catching a lot of high probability trades in a row over a series of trades. I don't really care about catching one big trade. You know, as long as I'm making 3% on each trade, I'm happy. So as you can see here, on this winning trade, I made 3%, around 3%. And on my losing trade, I lost 1%. So this is the power of risk to reward. I ended up in profit. I won 1 trade, I lost 1 trade. So you can see my stop loss here. This stop loss, because of my account size around 230,000, this stop loss was worth around 1% of my account, which was around $2,300. $2,300. I was aiming for a 3-to-1, which was around 6,900 here, but I made around 6,200 because spread took me out. But for example, 6,900. This is what I was aiming for. So you can see on this trade that I lost previous, where I lost over here, my stop loss was still worth only about 1%, which was 2,300. I lost this one, lost 2,300, and on the following trade, I made 6,900. This is the way that risk reward works. It's the way trading works. And I'll go in deep with this, and I'm going to show you now here. So at the moment, my win rate is around 60 to 65% win rate. I win about 60 to 65% of my trades. And on my winning trades, I will typically aim around a 3-to-1. So for example, now I'm going to show you, say if I only won 50% of my trades. If I took 10 trades here, so I took 10 trades, 50% win rate, I'd expect 5 to win and 5 to lose. So I'm going to have these as the winners, these as the losers. If I'm making 3% per winning position, plus 3%, and I'm only losing minus 1% per losing position, this means that on my 5 winning trades, I make 15%. My 5 losing trades, I lose 5%. That leaves me with 10% profit. This is the way trading works. You know, if you have anything over 50% win rate and you have anything over a winning over, say, 2-to-1 on your trades, I personally make only kind of 3-to-1s, but you will be making profit. You know, this is how it works. And you know, 10% on an account size like I trade, I have a $230,000 account. 10% is like 23,000. You know, so you can see how it really makes a difference. this is the power of risk reward, and this is how I make money trading. This is how every trader makes money. So basically this is the breakdown. I'm going to quickly go over what I can kind of see happening for the week, or what I'd like to see happen. So prices after breaking back above quickly, this is my quick prediction. EURUSD, I'm kind of looking at GBP/USD more, but EURUSD has pushed strong above this zone that I've marked out. I'm simply looking for a retest for continuation of the upside. Same thing with GBP/USD. This came down, gave this nice perfect daily engulfing daily pin bar, and I'm looking for it to simply come back into this zone, retest this zone to take the upside. So look, thank you for watching the video. I'll be starting to upload a little bit more from now on, but this is just a quick prediction at the end. Well, not prediction, anything could really happen, but if this does play out, this is what I will be looking for. So hopefully this can play out, and I'll have another video up if this does. So again, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you next time.